Hey, guys! We're back with another episode of Magic the Gathering, Tales of the Planeswalkers, Magister's Hallway, and hot dogs, and all that stuff.
2015, don't forget that part.
Oh,
No,
yes, this is
2019
2015.
by now.
2019, alright, yeah, I'd play that. That'd be interesting. I wonder if Magic 2019 will be the time that it's a good game. You think so?
No, it's just gonna keep getting worse until eventually they go out of business.
I don't think Wizards of the Coast is ever going out of business, Nick, to be totally honest with you.
We'll see.
They sell paper for like $2 a piece of paper, so
Yeah.
they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, what happens when they run out of trees? Huh?
That's a good question. That will,
good
well,
point.
in fairness to Wizards of the Coast, that would put out a lot of other businesses as well, probably faster.
They'll hang in there. Why are you blinking?
Hey, why are you blinking?
Because the
I was gonna press the button, but you kept blinking.
Austin wasn't ready at first. I'm eating low-fat.
Dates?
Yeah, no, I'm not eating any dates, unfortunately. As much as I would love to be eating some dates right now. I am eating low-fat chocolate ice cream. Oh, don't even. Have you guys seen the
You
Angels?
gotta grapefruit your man.
Oh, God, don't grapefruit your man.
Welcome back to revealing the joke from our Skype call before we started the gathering.
That's basically what happened. But, yeah, low-fat chocolate ice cream because they didn't have any other kind.
That's bullshit.
I know. It's actually all right, but
Low
It
fat.
has that.
So
You
bad.
can taste it though. You can taste it
can,
and be like,
yeah.
"This isn't what I want it to be."
I get
Yeah.
headaches from artificial sweeteners, so like 95% of that shit I just can't even touch, and I wouldn't want to anyway because I'm freaking underweight. But I get pissed because there's like these diet sodas that they make to appeal to people who really want to like indulge their cravings, and they don't have those equivalent sodas for non-diet flavors. So it's like I want the double fudge seltzer, but it's gonna give me a headache. So basically,
fudge
fuck you,
seltzer.
Polar Incorporated.
yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I just got a Skype confirmation boner.
Confirmation boner?
Confirmation.
Yeah, I got a Skype confirmation boner. That just happened. Sorry about that.
See, I mean, you guys like if this cat. Sorry, I just got murdered. But you see, you guys, Rob, if you're gonna be your New York pizza dude, where it's like, oh
Yeah.
well, you know, New York pizza best. See, we have with ice cream, we have Bluebell, and it's basically the most heavenly
Bunny.
ice to have ever. No, Bluebell, and it's basically the most heavenly ice cream to have ever.
We have
ever
that too.
happened. You don't
No,
have
believe
Bluebell,
me.
it's South.
I've seen it in a store. But
Blue Bonnet.
You've seen
Blue-
Bluebell in a store in New York.
yeah.
I'll believe you.
Specialty store.
New York City has like every candy from every part of the world. You don't think it's gonna have something from the South?
No.
They import ice cream exclusively from South Carolina.
But I'm with you on the front that I don't eat frozen delights anymore. If I'm gonna have ice cream, I'm gonna have iced cream. I'm gonna have something made from cream, and it's ice. So
Not
that's-
Breyers.
No, well, I don't know if Breyers is the one that. No, Breyers uses cream.
Oh, I
think.
thought they didn't, because I remember they started tasting weird after a while, and then I stopped eating that one.
I think you'd probably taste it weird because it probably tastes like cream. Maybe I don't know.
I know what
I'm not
cream
sure. You
tastes
could be
like.
right.
No,
you could be
you
right. I'm
don't.
not sure whether or not Breyers.
All right, let's
is
not.
making
Yeah,
cream,
let's not.
But it's
commit
easy to
libel
check.
toward
You can-
another company.
Yeah, you can look. Technically, actually, this isn't libel. This is the other one.
What? Fucking whatever.
Libel's in writing
Rah,
form.
rah.
This is slander.
Rah,
Slander.
rah,
we're,
rah.
we're slandering
Slenderman.
Breyers. Yeah. Yeah.
Meets you
No.
in the woods, and then he says mean things about you until you cry, and then you sue him.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. I
The
do know,
original,
yeah.
like, I don't know if it's the original, but the Slenderman YouTube videos, the Marble Hornets, are actually quite terrifying.
Yeah, they're like people in a dark room and a lot of doors and a flashlight, and sometimes they turn quickly, and then I turn off the video. That's what I have it for experience.
So, see, I'm going to spoil it because, honestly, if I can have people not get, scared, I feel like it's an accomplishment. But there's one episode where they're in their apartment, and it's just, like, completely normal. Like, most of the time, the creatures, the Slenderman's all, like, in the woods or hidden away at night, and that's when it's all spooky and stuff. So you're
spooky.
conditioned to think that, oh, if it's daytime in an apartment, you're totally okay.
Nope.
And then fucking...
Skeleman.
Yeah, what happens is he's just in his apartment filming, his girlfriend, and he turns around, and it's just right there in his apartment in broad daylight, and it is the fucking scariest thing
What
I
did he
think
do?
I've
Did he
ever
turn
seen.
off the camera and end the YouTube video?
he like just start. They both just scream, "Run, run, everyone, run!" And they run, and then like he like the camera gets this last second angle like diagonally of Slenderman like down the hallway, and it just freezes there and buzzes really loudly.
Did he drop the camera on the floor?
No, it's no. I actually don't really know what happens after that because like the story jumps like a bunch of time ahead at that point.
I'm kind of cynical about horror stuff.
Yeah,
I don't do horror well. Like I don't know why I even watched any of Marble Hornets because I do not do horror well. Horror.
Right. Horror.
Horror.
Mordor.
Whose Line Is It Anyway joke for any of you guys who remember that?
Hodor.
Hodor?
Hodor.
See, my problem is I do horror too well. So it's like not scary, and then I get bored.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also kind of cliche, because like all of it's kind of predictable and obvious most of the time.
Right. You have a lot of creatures.
No, get out of here.
How'd that happen, though? You have like 1, and then you have like 7.
You're being a silly billiam. Alright, skip. I'm not attacking.
Skip, I'm not attacking. You're just telling Skip that you're not attacking. Yeah, Skip.
Skip, I'm not attacking.
Hey, Skip, I'm not attacking, alright?
You actually know anyone named Skip?
Yeah, I do, actually.
What's Skip short for?
I don't know.
Scooter?
Scipio?
Scipio.
Maybe. I'd totally name my kid Scipio. I would totally, if I had a kid, I would name him after a Roman general. That would be baller as hell.
Name him Napoleon.
Dynamite?
Napoleon General.
Yeah, it worked well for Napoleon Dynamite.
That's
His
true,
lips are real bad.
His lips are squeal fad.
I didn't say that, Rob.
That's Rob humor. You're welcome.
What would you do for a Klondike bar, Rob?
It's an excellent question.
Would you suck a dick?
You know, I'm not that into Klondike bars.
Are you?
Oh, because in the marketing, they really position them like you'd be really into them for some reason. But then you get one, it's just like a square bit of chocolate with some vanilla ice cream, and I'm like, well...
See, there was like this, I think it was it was Reese's Klondike bar. That was really
you got a twist involved now.
Yeah, like, I would do things for a Reese's Klondike bar.
Which kind of things? Like good things?
I would do some good things for a Reese's Klondike bar. I would go to the store. I would grab the pack out of the freezer
and then
bring it up to the aisle and purchase it for one of those. I would do that.
Yep, that's about where my radius goes for that as well.
Yeah,
I would buy them at a store. That's what I would do for a Klondike bar.
Yeah.
Really,
if I chose to, I would probably.
What did I do, Rob? Like,
you attacked me.
Did I though?
Yeah, just a turn ago.
It was just to kill your 1/1. You're useless, nothing 1/1.
Yeah, well.
And you respond by ruining my everything.
Yeah, I killed your 2/2 and another useless 1/1.
So when are we gonna ban fucking
Inferno Titan?
Yeah, when are we gonna do that?
It's
Today.
not that strong.
I don't think anyone's lost with it. I had it last game and I won with it.
That's true, but it was really close.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the reason you won, in fairness.
It always wins.
Why? See, why do you guys gang up on me? What do I do?
Ban it today.
I didn't do anything to you, Nick.
You're 2 of the strongest creatures in the land.
Become a star citizen today.
That's please, Nick.
Why? It's my new YouTube channel. I'm gonna make $1 million.
Really?
I'm hyped.
Yeah, me too.
So much money is being aimlessly directed at that game that it's basically like a 1 in 2 chance for me to become a billionaire from making a YouTube channel about it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if you reduce that down, it's actually 50%. It's like a coin toss.
Mm-hmm.
How come you wouldn't let me do the coin toss on the edge of the coin? That happens in movies all the time.
It does.
I think that's a valid third option.
Yeah.
That ever happened for Two-Face?
Yeah, it happened in Batman, I think. And that was like his last move, and he was like, fuck, I can't understand this. This isn't part of my duality.
Yeah, Two-Face happens all the time.
And then his head exploded, like in that freaking GIF you always see. And that was how Two-Face died. Also, Penguin bit off his dick.
Two-Face died. Wait, does that happen? I don't remember that happening.
Penguin bit off his dick, yeah.
Wow, man. That's ridiculous.
And then later he went on to reprise his role in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Dick Biter.
Dick Biter, the champion. Champion of champions.
Champion of the people.
Champion
Burp.
of the people.
The people's dick biter.
Dayman. Oh.
Oh!
All three of those were nowhere near what.
Oh well, you both sort of sounded like moaning animals, so I thought I would take that to the furthest extent.
That's
we are
reasonable.
both moaning animals, so.
Why can't we all be moaning animals sometimes?
You know, that's a great question.
I think we can actually.
I wanted this to happen just so I could fuck with Rob.
What do you?
Oh!
Do you have two? You are such a fucker.
Oh, what a shocker! You just gave him 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink with that.
I did.
You
That
are
was
such
fun.
a motherfucker.
Look at that creature die.
That was really fun. I enjoyed that too
Oh my
much.
God, it's dead.
God, I hate playing against 2 people.
What
very
do you mean by
frustrating.
you people?
I said
Yeah,
2
what
people.
Do you mean? What do you mean, you people?
I said 2 people, not you people.
You mean red and white people?
Do you think Ubisoft has a type of person called you people?
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
It's a lowercase u and a capital P, you people.
You people.
You people.
Coming to the Uplay store this September. You people.
It's actually just their version of like the Xbox Live avatars. You people.
I could
Just ask
actually
you
see
to
that
pick a
happening.
race, and that's all you do. You just pick a race, and then it just does the rest.
You just pick a stereotypical race, and then that's your you person. Doesn't roll off the tongue.
really
Rob, you have
glad
one
that we
card.
have
What's
that.
what's the strategy here with the one card that you have?
I'm thinking.
No, I've already conceded this.
More
this
like
match.
stinking. Ouch.
That's why I really enjoyed killing your creature more than I should have.
Why is everyone giving up? This is just starting.
Because my I don't know. I would need a lot of turns to start doing stuff. My hand actually depends a lot on my first draw, and I got a really poopy first draw.
Do you want to talk about Pokemon lore again? I know that really perks you up a lot.
That was fun. Yeah, we could do that. I don't really. I mean, we talked about a lot of it though.
Oh, what's this? He's hitting mine?
Yeah, that was mean.
Why does that happen?
I don't know.
Because that's a
Oh, it's
very
3
strong
damage,
card.
right?
Yeah.
You know what? I could have actually just killed that.
Could you have?
Yeah, I mean, I would have lost every one of my creatures, but I could have.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that Pokemon that's like, sometimes it's like a refrigerator, sometimes like a dishwasher.
Oh,
Rotom.
Rotom. Yeah.
It just like is a mechanical box and changes into things. Like, that's not a Pokemon.
He's a ghost. He's a ghost who infects electronics.
Yep. He's a electric ghost. Ghost
What?
of Electris.
What the hell's happening right now?
Good question.
It just
Not an answer.
asked me a weird question I didn't know how to answer, so I hit OK.
You
fair.
paid 1 and drew a card.
Yep.
Wow. Way to screen cheat.
We should play that game after
That's
this.
a good game.
I had a lot of fun with that game on Rob's stream where I beat him like 18 times.
Oh, that's a whole bunch.
I don't know if that happened.
It's actually more than 18. It was like 20 something.
20-something times you beat him?
Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Moles, and then Donkey Cooch joined us.
What?
Yeah.
Have you been giving donkey shows without my
Yeah,
permission?
we were giving lots of donkey shows. I invited you to play Screen Cheat, actually.
Yeah, I was recording at the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Oh, alright.
Oh shit! I was actually picking my cat up off the back of my table when he jumped up, and I didn't see that happen. It was interesting.
Yeah, if you miss it when it happens, you can never see it later.
That's
So you can't see it right now.
That's introspective.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage is it? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, cat! Oh, stop attacking my feet! Oh my god, you're fucking insane. Sorry.
You guys ever see that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know?
No.
Before I understood that, like, pseudoscience was a thing that people had a vested interest in propagating, I kind of thought that shit was real. And they talk about all this quantum theory stuff that they just kind of exaggerated and made hyperbole out of for the sake of it making a silly conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny if you watch it with the knowledge that most of it is not right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pull a Rob here and go for second place.
Okay, fuck you.
Tsunami?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, when you're in a position where... Well, in fairness to me, I was fighting 2 people from, like, turn 3, so, you know, suck my balls, everybody.
It's okay.
I'm not gonna lie though, I killed that one creature just because I could. That was the only.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of strategic thought into that one. I was just like, 2 shocks, powerful creature. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a reasonable play, all things considered.
So I'm basically just gonna win because
Basically.
Yeah,
I just was
because
put in
you
that
guys
position.
double team me. Yeah, yeah. That's basically.
I wasn't
Yeah,
winning.
I
this
wanted to
one,
actually
so-
win a game by winning it.
Yeah, no.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
It's sometimes it's hard to play against 2 people, but sometimes you can do it. If you have Chantimal Dia, you can. I can't do
Chantimal Dia
it when
can do
there's
Now I
like
need to
30
tap cards.
instants.
Oh my god, this land. I swear I put good cards in this deck.
You should go on an adventure.
You want to go on an adventure?
Let's go on an adventure.
Where are we going?
Paradise.
Go to Newfoundland.
Do you want to go to Newfoundland?
Newfoundland.
Yeah, I think probably cool stuff happens there, right? Or just the
Newfoundland's
hero wrote
pretty-
a song about it. It sounded cool.
Yeah, I'm down with the Newfoundland.
The new Flintland, the land of the flints.
Basically, yeah.
Do they have stones there?
No.
No stones.
And actually, there's a card I could draw that could really, might give me a chance.
You know, Flintstones is actually a documentary.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are the
Didn't know that.
Flintstones? It's a yabba dabba doo time. This isn't that card, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
Hey, I died at exactly 0 health. That's cool.
Look, you got all zeros. All
Mhm.
down the line.
0 0 0 0 0. I'm like a really bad binary.
So well, unless there's more digits, I guess.
I'm a unary.
With binary, you'd think there could only be either 0 or 1 digits, and it would just terminate at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the end of the story.
You and your time warps.
Yeah, he's got like 200 of them.
Yeah, I did just so I could draw an extra card. Holy shit. Okay, game's still alive, boys.
You're just gonna get your time warp back.
A dabba-doo time.
Oh, well, no, I have like 4 other cards in there that I could get back.
Actually, yeah, you have a 1 in 5 chance, but you're gonna get it.
No.
So you could just stack time warps then? Can you just do like 3 in 1 turn if you have enough land?
Technically, actually, if
If it's the
I
only
will,
one, actually, yeah, you can
I
have
will-
infinite turns. Actually,
I will have infinite turns in 5 turns if I wait until all the
That's
cards out of my graveyard.
stupid shit. That should not be allowed to be in the game.
yeah, that
That's
is
a
pretty
crazy
fucking
combo.
dumb. Yeah, that is actually legitimately pretty dumb.
That's like the Chaos Orb. Like, and then they figured out you could just rip it up and sprinkle confetti on the opponent's side and you win. The
That would
Chaos
be
Orbs
like
thing is you take the card and you physically flip it onto the play area, and whatever it touches, it kills.
oh right, yeah, they removed that, didn't they?
Yep. And then
Yeah,
they
'cause
made
that's
fun of
fucking
it in the
stupid.
parody one. They made
Really?
like a parody set that was just like silly cards.
That's funny. That's a pretty stupid card. What is that?
Oh, well, never mind. GG.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, that is a pretty stupid combo because it would just be like, oh, all right, well, I guess I'll just lose.
I
Just by
wanted to
way
see
of-
it. Though.
Yeah, that'd been interesting. You have a lot of cards in your deck, Austin.
Yeah, I do. Okay, this cat is actually fucking insane right now. Like, actually
Put
insane.
him on his back and rub his belly. He loves it.
Yeah, he probably does. Wouldn't doubt it.
Do your cats have that thing where if you scratch them by their tail that they like put their head up in the air and lick the air and go nom nom nom? Some cats do that. It's like
Oh,
something about
snap.
their nerve endings. I don't quite understand it myself. I don't really care. You can kill whatever you want.
Actually, could have killed everything if I would have
Yeah.
blocked. Shit. I'm gonna actually have to go grab it in a second. He's making a lot of noise.
Cat problems.
We're actually kind of even right now.
Yeah.
Why do your creatures get stronger for a second?
One of them, the one that
Oh,
was
cast an instant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grab him.
He's being ridiculous right now. And I don't want to have to leave during the episode, so I'm gonna
just
hold him
sitting
for the
here
rest of the episode.
masturbating.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. What does that thing do?
Oh, that's that guy.
It's a good card.
It's a pretty cool card, yeah. It's a little expensive though, to be honest. I feel like one less land.
No, it's got
Yeah.
good strategic moves.
Yeah.
I can. Yes.
Target creature or
Especially
player.
against, like, all the cards in Magic 2015, a lot of them are low power cards, or low toughness cards, I've noticed. Like, a lot of the decks that you build are based around these, like, 1/2 and 1/1 creatures and stuff.
Well, tell that to the fucking giants and dragons you use in every single game. That's not actually true.
Well, yeah, but those are hard to actually pull out, because see what
No,
happens.
you've actually played them every single game. I think if you went back every single video we've made, you put one of those out.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't win every one of those.
Pretty good record. Better than me, anyway.
Yeah.
I hate Nimbus Wings.
Why? You should like it.
It's just like, I need more flyers in this deck, but Magic 2015 does not give you a lot of options.
Just
It
don't
doesn't
put any
at all.
flyers in your deck, and then you don't have to worry about it. You can save all
Yeah.
those creatures and make them other things that instant kill instead.
Yeah, that's true.
Lots of ways around. Make a
There is.
sliver deck.
Battle driver. I wish there were slivers.
There are slivers, you just can't unlock them even though they're in the game. I don't know why.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, they don't even allow you to pay for them.
Not even.
Not even a 1.
Yeah.
So I got like, what, 3 turns to win?
I don't know. Think I can do that math?
Basically.
Oh god, I
No.
almost ended the game. That was
Nice.
close.
It doesn't even matter. You just go back to the title screen, we'll still play.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it would not make for a very good video.
I'll just look at cat videos and balls or something.
Yeah, you
hamster
can always
cats.
share your screen, and then I could do that if that ends up
Cats in balls.
happening. In the
I'm only
future,
bummed
that's what
out
we
with
could
that.
do if anybody
Oh, well,
accidentally
that's
exits.
cute. That's really
Aha!
cute.
He's got the
Because you
Charm
actually
Devils.
had that before at one point.
Yeah, but you got rid of it. I can't do that the same thing.
Does
Oh,
he
you don't have an
it?
exile.
No, exiles are usually only white cards, or there's some red ones that do it, but
Good old eggs.
now I only have. No, I still have the same amount of turns, but I don't know what's gonna help me here. I'm thinking of all the cards that I have, and I can't think of one that'll help. Oh, that's definitely not gonna do it. So I'll just play that and keep going, I guess.
Don't worry, you'll still win.
I don't even know what to do at this point.
Huh? This is a trap.
He's
Probably.
got one card in his hand, and yeah, that's definitely the safest play. Or he could be mind gaming you. He's done that before.
I don't care. If you kill my creature, it's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
if he had a trap, he wouldn't use it on your vigilant standing troops thing anyway.
I would think, but you never
Yeah.
know. Maybe he wants to really just bust out that trap card right now. Blue Eyes White Dragon me into the ground or something.
That would be crazy if he had a blue eyes white dragon.
Oh,
Never
I
play
lose.
that.
I think you lose.
I do.
soon.
Yeah, I lose.
Yeah.
Why?
Not right now, because you drew a shot card.
Why do you know that?
Because it showed it to us.
Yeah, it shows you.
It's not supposed to show you my cards. It's dumb.
If you reveal it from a graveyard, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. All right,
Yeah,
which guy
it's a-
should I pick?
No, why would you? You can just do it directly
The
to me
kiln
and then
fiend.
type the
No,
beforehand.
no. Don't you trick him, Austin. No, he doesn't
Are you
kill you.
serious?
If he does that, he doesn't kill you.
Yes, he does. He does 2 damage to me and hits me with a flyer, and I die.
Does he have a flyer?
What are you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
talking
Where-
about? I
where
know
have
how
you
to
been for
kill
9
him.
years?
God
How
damn.
do you
Oh,
think he's
okay.
been doing the damage?
I didn't
to
know.
me?
I didn't know. I forgot about the
You
flyer
guys are
thing.
the silliest.
Well,
of
if that
all.
wasn't a flyer, then
Yeah.
then yeah.
If that wasn't a flyer, this game would be going differently because he wouldn't have been able to attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Nimbus wings, the wings of the Nimbus.
Yeah, sometimes we'll
I,
use the
I
height
wanted to
advantage,
have.
man.
I wanted to have infinite turns. I'm less salty about losing more than I just wanted to have infinite turns.
That'd be so stupid.
Pretty sure
That
you'd
would've
unlock
been-
an achievement for that.
Really cool, yeah. Infinite turns.
Oh, my game crashed.
You get nice.
Yeah.
Oh shit, bro.
Yep. Crashed my game, so I'm just gonna switch to the Alpaca Patrol Sexy Show overlay. So, yeah,
Gosh, the game.
yeah.
It just
Game
can't
crash.
handle you losing, apparently.
I guess, yeah. My game rage quit for me. That's
Flip
hilarious.
the table, man.
Why did it crash? That's weird.
Can you imagine trying to play Magic on Tabletop Simulator?
Ugh, God, yeah, that'd be awful.
Like picking up the cards and tapping them? Each
Ugh.
turn would take like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be really awful. And then you'd have to do the math manually too, right? Unless it has like.
Oh yeah,
can
you would
mod
have
in.
there'd be a counter system for that somewhere on the right side of the table, so you'd have to pick up little stones and move them from one pile to another.
Ugh, yeah, no, that'd be terrible. That'd be like the worst thing ever.
Why am I just talking shit about Tabletop Simulator? Let's do it.
It seems
I don't
like
have
a
any
game.
problem with the
Simulator,
game. It's just
you
not
know.
suited well for Magic. That's all.
Yeah, it would not be very good with Magic. That is assured.
Tabletop Simulator, literally worst game 20 ever.
20 ever.
All the 20s. XX.
20XX.
That's the
So
year.
yeah,
of the
I mean
Mega Man.
we're in the millennia of Mega Man. You know, it could happen.
It's also the year of Luigi.
Is it still?
Yep, in our hearts.
Oh, okay.
Your
Luigi
Luigi
always
really
did that.
sucked. It had one Luigi game.
The one where he took over Mario Brothers U.
No, they made the Luigi's Mansion 2 for the
Oh, Luigi's Man, yeah.
yeah. That one I guess you could technically call it a Luigi game, but it's not. They just fucking gave another skin to
DLC.
Mario. Yeah, it's DLC
They
too.
made a cover for it where it looks like it's his own game, but it's actually just the other game with a green box,
yeah.
which is bullshit.
Wait, the Super Luigi Bros thing
Yeah, the
Yeah.
U version.
that had its own levels, I think.
Well,
It
it's
had different
It's
DLC, though.
DLC. Yeah, it's just DLC.
Oh yeah, I guess.
It's not
like an
its own
expansion.
standalone game. It's just DLC.
I do want to
together.
say that Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was whack. I don't know why they took
Really?
away like
Was it
the-
bad?
No, it wasn't bad. I mean, people liked it, but it was like they changed a bunch of stuff. I liked Luigi's Mansion because it was like a bunch of mini bosses. Like the entire game was just like mini bosses and stuff.
Yeah.
And the exploration was really fun, and the atmosphere of the mansion was really cool. And Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was really like all the ghosts were the same, and
Oh,
Yeah, it was too much like painkiller overdose. Like there was the stake thrower, and you were like killing vampires and ripping their organs out and shit. It was like it's not Luigi like to me. I was, if you're gonna kill Satanists or cultists or something, like do it in a more family friendly way.
Right, exactly. I agree.
I don't know what Miyamoto's been up to lately, but I think
is-
he's been getting into the wrong kind of Pikmin, if you know what I mean.
it's really sad how long I was taking you seriously there for a second.
Sorry about that, Austin.
Can we just go back to laughing about Up Dog?
We could.
What's that?
Nothing
Up
much
Dog?
about you.
Why did you
already
say
own this
that
game?
after that?
I
What?
do already own this game. Why haven't I played this? I want to try it.
Good
This
question.
Rob browses his Steam library.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Eyebrows.
my game's dead, so like I
You
don't
could
know what.
restart.
Yeah, but then like if I okay, so in case you guys don't own Magic 2015, let me tell you something about Magic 2015. So you have a bunch of
8 p.m.
settings that you set in the game, like audio settings, for instance, where you lower the volume of a lot of the things because the game is blaringly loud, like most games today. However, when you start the game and it goes through all its intro stuff, it doesn't read your audio settings until you click the start button at this title screen. So it's just blaringly loud in your ear until you get to that start screen, which surprisingly takes about 30 seconds. So it's really terrible.
Can we take a minute to express? I'm sure we talked about this before, but why are so many games always set to max volume, regardless? Like every game, it's not even an indie game thing. Even a lot of AAA games are just absurdly loud for some reason at default. Like every time I
Yeah.
get a new game, and I always forget that it's going to be loud. I should realize by now, but every time I start it up, I'm like, all right, new game, clicking. Oh my god, it's just like fucking video music.
I always
blasting in my
start the
face.
game with the video or the audio mixer up in Windows, so that way as
should
soon
do
as
that.
it shows up in the thing, I just take the slider and I bring it down to 20, and then you don't have to worry because it overrides all of the volume settings. And that's what I do with
Yeah.
Magic too, and it saves it there.
Yeah, I do that with a lot of games too, so that problem doesn't persist. But I guess I just never got around to fixing it in Magic because I was hoping that it was a better game. But whatever. Also, I'm on the Steam store right now, and there's a new Naruto game that I see there. And
Yeah, I just got the last one. Why do they
yeah.
need another one already?
I know. I just
Those are
got
pretty good.
no. Well, I played a little bit of it. It actually is pretty cool. Like it's got really like a really cool art style.
What's the new one
yeah.
called? Ultimate Ninja Storm Bukaki Blast or something?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the name. Here's the name of the game. Okay. I'm gonna say it to you right now.
Gektow Ninja Taisen Ultimate.
Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja
Shippuden.
Storm
Shippuden.
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 I ship Putin personally, but
Rob
anyway.
ships Putin.
Naruto.
Naratata and a little
Narada Shippuden.
Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution. So I really think the guys who make this Naruto series should learn numbers, because you could just make it Naruto Shippuden 4 right? But every game seems to just add on another word to the title.
I don't think it's that simple because I think there's multiple series that you're not seeing there. Because I don't know what's going on in Japan, but I know Naruto's a very popular property, so probably they need to differentiate themselves from a main Naruto Shippuden series.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
one that
where
I
I'll-
have on my Steam library is Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 Full Burst.
Let's do a series where it's called Rob Reed's game titles.
I should. It just
Rob
made...
reads
Unnecessarily long
Japanese
ones.
game titles slightly incorrectly.
What is
I
Lara
blessed.
Croft Temple of Osiris?
It's Osiris, actually.
It's like, yeah, it's Osiris, and also it's a remake of the original Tomb Raider.
Okay.
It's not. I just made that up because
All right.
basically they can't stop remaking Tomb Raider. That's all.
I
Naruto
think they made
Shippuden.
Tomb Raider into a MOBA.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Tomb Raider can't do, and that's one of them.
Hitman about the
They need
game.
to make Tomb Raider into Grand Theft Auto, and then we can talk.
Featuring
Lara
Steven-
Croft goes wild. Starts stealing cars for some reason, locks her butler in the meat locker. He's just sitting there going, and he can't get out. Dude has no autonomy whatsoever, and she just wants to walk around on the obstacle course, fling herself everywhere. It's a wild time, man.
I actually think this is a physics-based action RPG Tomb Raider. Yep.
What was Guardian of Light? Wasn't that?
This is apparently the sequel to Guardian of Light.
But it's also a MOBA?
No, it just looked like a MOBA to me when I first saw it. It's not actually a MOBA.
Oh, so yeah, it's nothing surprising then.
I can't wait for Assassin's Creed Unity 2 Return of the Pirates.
Oh my god, same. Did you see the list? There's like
I
22 Assassin's Creed games. Go to the wiki.
There's so many Assassin's Creed games.
I'm so done with you know what's so sad is I loved that series. I loved that series so
love that series, too.
much. And
I just want to see the Doctor Who crossover.
Oh god. I'd like that actually.
It would be so good.
Why don't they come out with Assassin's Creed kart racing and Assassin's Creed tennis? Because I'd play
Wait,
that.
so actually you're just reading the replies to the tweet that I put up because someone else said that.
Really? Yeah. No,
I think it was board game instead of
I
tennis.
just I can't. I don't know why Ubisoft. I do know why because of money, but
Money.
I don't know why Ubisoft has to let you know at every Ubisoft game that like 7 different Ubisoft people made this game. Like, have you seen that?
What?
Like when you start up an Assassin's Creed game, it's like made by Ubisoft, Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft France, Ubisoft America. It does this like 8 times.
They're
I'm not
giving
even, like,
them all
exaggerating.
equal
It's, like,
billing.
8 of them. It's just really silly because you could just say Ubisoft and be done with it.
They want their
Yeah.
credit.
Ubisoft Palau, Ubisoft Antarctica.
Ubisoft's certainly plowing us with all these goddamn games.
I'm
Heyo.
just so sad for that series. It was so good.
I'm not. I was sad like 4 Assassin's Creeds ago, but now it's just a joke.
No, I mean me too. But 4 Assassin's Creeds ago was like a month ago. So like really.
Right?
Yeah, didn't they pumped up the release schedule? Now it's 2 a year, I think.
Oh my god, really? Is that what it is?
Well, because I just heard there was another one that was announced.
Yeah,
other
there's
than
one like
Unity.
spin-off one that's like Assassin's Creed. What is it? Unity's the main one, and there was I can't remember.
They just simply can't assassinate enough historical
They're gonna
figures.
assassinate everyone at this point.
Like, how many more people are there in history to kill?
Can't wait for the World War II Assassin's Creed. It's basically just Call of Duty like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
not
wait.
gonna happen. That's the thing. They've gone through like 20 games and they haven't done it yet. That was the dream. That
why can't
eventually
we-
you would
just
get
why
like
can't we
a
kill Hitler
Desmond
yet? Like-
game. Yeah. Well,
I
like
thought it was
World
just
War
going to be
II
Mirror's
and-
Edge. I thought we were eventually going to make Desmond's Mirror's Edge game.
Yeah,
and he was
that's
going
what
to
I
run
thought.
around on buildings.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. But no, they fucking shat all over it and they're making like 30 in the same era because it's a lot easier to not build new assets.
So they
Since
need
you're
to
making
just
2 a
start
year.
over, reboot Assassin's Creed again. Well, not again, because they haven't done it yet, but they need to reboot Assassin's Creed and then just blank out the rest of the future history that never happened and make the Desmond Mirror's Edge game. And then I think we're good. Just 2 games in the series and we're done.
Yeah.
I just want to throw out there that one of the tags for the Naruto game is Kawaii. So,
Hawaii!
yeah.
I'm looking at the Assassin's Creed Unity thing, and one of the popular user tags is, why haven't they gotten rid of those yet, by the way? But anyway,
That's the whole tag. Wow.
Yeah, it's Uplay required, which is hilarious because Uplay is maybe the most atrocious piece of shit.
It's so bad that people need to put it in the tags to make sure people understand that you will have to go through the atrocity that is Uplay to play a game.
Like,
I thought they banned tags for alternate DRM. I thought they didn't want people to know about that.
I don't know.
Maybe it was just Origin, because I remember somebody saying, like, oh, I tried to tag everything Origin, and then, like, Steam took it away.
Maybe because it's not a real tag, because, like, you can't have Origin required on a Steam game, so...
No, I just said that as, like, an example.
I don't know.
There's some kind of other DRM.
I'm not sure. But, you know, props to CD Projekt Red, Witcher 3's developers, who are totally against DRM. Yeah, right, sorry. But yeah, they're totally against DRM of all kinds, so, you know, good for them. Good company. I'm excited for The Witcher 3.
Yeah,
that'll come out never. It's another one of those games that's just never going to come out.
Yeah, but
Evolved
when it
got
does...
pushed back.
Yeah. But when it does, Witcher 3 is going to be the greatest thing known to man.
I'm more hyped for Dying Light, actually.
Dying Light, which one's that?
It's Mirror's Edge meets zombie running game.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say zombie. Like,
yeah, it is. It actually looks pretty good, though.
No, it does look good. I am not going to play it, probably, though. I'm just, you know what? The thing is, I want...
more zombies in your video games.
I'm all right.
I know you were gonna say it. I just want
yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We
here's
just
the thing.
don't have enough zombies.
I'm all right with the zombie game. The thing is, they haven't made a zombie game that fits that like is the reason that I had wanted a zombie game since I was a child, which is that like I don't want to be going around like busting up like 100 million zombies at a time. Like, yeah, that's cool, I guess, because I don't have to care about committing mass genocide because they're zombies, you know, that's fine, whatever. It's just an excuse to use gore. But I want a zombie game that is like a good DayZ kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if DayZ was really fleshed out and not like shit, then I would play that game.
Exactly.
Why did they release that, by the way? Because it's like the most not done that a game could be.
And the lead developer left the company too, so
good call.
Pretty much never gonna get done. People are still gonna play it though.
I love this business model.
It's been actually in the top
Modern
10 of top selling.
abandonware.
Yeah, it's been in the top 10 top selling games on Steam for
why
8 months, 8 months or something like that.
I don't understand. It's a novelty. You can play it for a couple hours. And it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. I can't wait for this to be done. And you stop playing it, and it never gets updated, and you never play it again.
Yeah.
We need a Steam tag for early access DOA watch. So, like, at the point when the main developer leaves or, like, the fucking structure falls down behind the scenes, that we can be like, hey, when you buy this, you should probably be aware this will never be finished.
Yeah.
Even though it's not any cheaper.
You know, it's silly to me. I find it funny that, like, my favorite zombie game isn't even a zombie game. It was Call of Duty Black Ops, the original zombie mode, and that was really, really good. And, like, better than the Call of Duty part of it. So
yeah, that's cool, but see that's more in tune with like what I'm saying about like the zombie game that I don't want to play. Which is, like,
yeah,
you turn zombies
the best one of
into
those.
targets. Yeah, no, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, and I don't have a problem with those games too. Like some of those games are actually really fun. But the thing is, when there's 100 of them, I just want to play a game that reminds me of the George Romero zombie movies that I grew up watching, where, you know, one zombie could fucking murder you. Like, one zombie is a big fucking deal.
The closest you're going to get is the original Dead Rising, I think, is pretty close to Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, sort of.
Call it a similar idea, you know, shopping mall and all that.
I mean, yeah, that was the whole idea, yeah. But even in that game, you kill, like, hundreds of zombies. Also, what I've relayed to you privately, the thing I don't like about Dead Rising is the timer bullshit.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. But Dead Rising, I mean, I'm not going to say... Like, that's what I mean. Like, Dying Light, I'm sure... Well, I'm not sure. It hasn't released yet. Maybe it's a terrible game. But it looks like it's a good game. I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't know.
What about the State of Decay one? Because I know that seemed like what you were looking for, but I saw you play it on your stream, and it looked like it was pretty bad.
You know what? It actually was pretty close to what I was looking for, but it just
Look clunky.
You know, it had the it had the DayZ curse, which is just like, yeah, this is a cool idea, but you didn't really finish it. And
They just wanted to port it over from Xbox Live Arcade to PC so you get the sweet Steam money.
Yeah, basically.
At least they
Yeah,
added controller support or something.
I just
I heard it
I don't
didn't have
know.
Controller support
If,
despite
like,
having controller support.
the zombie game that I want is a game like State of Decay, except the zombies are all even stronger and more difficult to deal with. Because actually, State of Decay does a good job of zombies being like each individual zombie can be a problem, and you don't really want to tackle more than one at a time. You know, kind of like a Dark Soulsy kind of thing. You don't really want to deal with a horde ever. I mean, sometimes you have to.
Oh, but Dark Souls 2 will give you a bunch of hordes.
Well,
because it's the whole
yeah,
game.
that's but you know what I mean. Like you have to, you know, you want to handle them one at a time, and then it has the strategic base building kind of element too at the higher level of like there was this Flash game that's really good, and they ported it to iOS and like mobile and stuff, but I think it's called like Rebuild 2, I think. But basically, you know, it's just
okay, the second one though, not the first one. I just
No,
want
not
to
the
be
first
clear.
one. Yeah,
first one was terrible. Second
first
one
one's
awesome.
Yeah, the first one was pretty bad. The second one was actually pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it's basically like, you know, you have randomized survivors that you can meet and you know, interact with and stuff. And I would like to meet them on a personal level and interact with them, and then, you know, form a sort of a coalition and try to take back your town one building at a time and all this stuff, and, you know, become a leader in the apocalypse. Like, that's the game that I want to play. And like, I don't care if it's massively multiplayer. Can we stop putting massively multiplayer on things? That's what I want. Can we just like? There's
Well,
no
how are you gonna play with your
superhero
friends?
games. Well, I mean, I'm fine with allowing like multiplayer, but I don't need 100 people running around fucking up my experience. Like, that's how I feel about like a lot like
No, it'll be like the real Armageddon though. They'll come by and they'll steal your rations and they'll shoot you in the face because they're badass dudes.
yeah, but that's not real.
That'll
'cause
be
you
fun every
respawn.
time. I guarantee it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I don't like I want to have my real own personal immersive experience that maybe my friends can share with me, but it's not entirely necessary. And you know, it's like that's what I want. I want an apocalypse simulator. Because
They're
everybody,
afraid to balance the game to be difficult though is the problem. They don't want people to be frustrated with it.
I know that's the
Everything's got to be easy.
reason.
Everything
Yeah.
is easy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know.
That was my addition to the conversation.
I just want a good zombie. Actually, that game Fortnite seemed pretty close to that, but then Cliff Bleszinski left the company, and then I don't think anyone had heard anything about Fortnite. Is that game canceled?
I don't know. He's building chainsaw guns now, so I don't care.
Is he?
Hey, the horde zombie game mode can still be good though. Like I said, like
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive looks like it's gonna do it right. Like at least from what I saw. It's got like if you're gonna have a horde game, if you're just killing a bunch of zombies with normal weapons and you just kind of mowing them down, that's boring. You want flair to it. Like
I'm just tired of that freaking over the top, like crazy rock and roll attitude, like in games. The way that they tried to make it look was kind of Borderlands meets Dead Rising. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you've hit that note a few times. I wasn't that convinced by the trailer on that. I need to actually see it in person.
Sunset
we'll see.
Overdrive. I don't think I've seen that, or maybe I have.
it was
Probably
it was
have. You
E3.
watched E3 stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The zombies in general are just getting really old. And like horde
Getting?
mode games, right? Horde mode games are still fine to me, but they're all right now boring zombie mash them up.
Yeah.
Now that Gears of
exactly.
War's gone, I don't even know what horde mode means anymore.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah. Yeah.
How come they haven't pumped out 70 more Gears of War games yet?
I don't know. I never played the fourth one.
They were
Was it
like the
Oop.
most bland shit at the end. Like they could have just made 100 of them.
Yeah.
Gears of War 1 was really fun, and the single player was fun, and the multiplayer was fun. Gears of War 2
I
was
never liked it.
I liked it a lot. It's when
Definition
you-
of knee-high walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it knew that it was that though. It knew that it was a cover shooter, and it based its gameplay around that. But yeah, the second one was the same, and then the third one was super the same, and then it was like, well, why am I still playing this? I never got the fourth one.
Yeah.
I heard bad things about it.
The thing I never liked about Gears of War is the thing that I don't like about a lot of first-person shooters, or not. Well, I mean shooters, I guess. Is like I hate when enemies are too tanky. Like you have to shoot them a million times to kill them. It's just not very fun.
Oh, you would hate Left 4 Dead. There's actually an enemy called the Tank in there.
I know, yeah. that game's actually all right though, because you can usually
zombies.
murder a million things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm fine with that too, but that's not the zombie game that I want. There's a million of those already. Stop making them. Make the one that we've dreamed, or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that dreams of that. I want that game, that apocalypse simulator.
There was like a month before we knew what Left 4 Dead was when there was just that picture of like some people perched on a balcony outside of a building holding onto someone's hand that was draped over a bunch of zombies. And that was Left 4 Dead, and we were really excited because we were like, oh my god, Valve's making a zombie game. They're going to do it exactly right. And I mean, they still did it right, but we really didn't expect it to end up being like a 4-player co-op mandatory online whatever that is.
In fairness to Valve, that wasn't like in-house. That was Turtle Rock or whatever. They basically.
Oh, yeah, I know, but like
game,
they published it, and it was a big deal, and we thought since they were behind it, it would be, a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still played it, still had a lot of fun with it, but I really would have preferred a survival-y game instead.
Yeah, it's like not a bad game. Like I was saying, like that horde thing. It's like it's not bad. I just am tired of it, and that's not what I wanted with the zombie game in the first place. Like
Probably too much complex AI they don't want to figure out.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, it could be done. Like, it's not like it's something that is terribly, like, it's not something that we don't have the technology for yet, because there's a bunch of games that have all the different parts of that. It's just...
Yeah, they just keep making Kickstarters for them, and they just keep being terrible. It's all the wrong people are developing them is the problem, and the people that have the money want to do the thing that makes more money, which is make the multiplayer, which then makes the game part go away.
Yeah.
The people who do have the money want to make Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. No, that is true. That is actually true, and it's yeah. I mean, that's I don't really play AAA games very much anymore, except for like certain specific studios like like Firaxis and stuff that make games that are actually. Complex and stuff. Not to say that the AAA doesn't make complex games sometimes, but for the most part,
rarely.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's mostly it's like pop music. It's all just like different skins of kind of the same thing over and over again.
So many guns. It's all guns.
Yeah.
Why did they say they couldn't put women into Assassin's Creed because it's like too hard to animate or something?
No, that was actually like an overblown thing because they wanted the protagonist to be a woman. And that
wasn't it that there were 4 different protagonists?
Yeah,
and they were all
none of them were men. No, it was 4 different. Like they showed the avatars of 4 different assassins in the co-op gameplay, and they chose all male characters in the thing. But apparently, you can play as women.
I thought there was some statement that they had said that like they couldn't animate them or they couldn't put them in the game for some reason, and that's why everyone was saying they were sexist.
I don't know, maybe. The arguments that I was saying is like, yeah, why doesn't they have a female protagonist? And it's like, one, they already did that one time. Granted, it wasn't the
PSP game.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a mainstay
It was like an
game.
Assassin's Creed 3 spin-off.
Yeah. But, and then also it's like, I get that. It would be nice to have a female protagonist, but like, you're a little late on the uptake there. You can't get mad at a game that has been in development for like 2 years for not having a female. They're not going to change it on the end there.
The thing that was annoying to me was that there was a post about someone on Reddit who was like, "Oh, I actually have experience in these kind of studios where," and he was basically explaining why it was actually impossible for them to make the female character, and he was very believable. But the way he was explaining things was like, they're given a pretty exact amount of time for them to make a game, and it is absurdly strict, and the programmers are all working like absurd hours to make sure everything gets done on time. And I'm like, that is a really shitty way to make a video game. Like, no wonder these games sometimes are just completely
devoid of all creativity.
Yeah, it's like you give them like 8 months to make a AAA game, and just it's like.
But they do have the engine already done, and the assets are mostly there from the last.
Well,
it's like
and the
if you encounter a plank where it's like no one's gonna be like halfway through some kind of project in the game, be like, we could add this in and it might be really interesting. There is none of that.
Yeah,
It's
they
just like,
decide in a boardroom. They're like, okay, what are the bullet points that are important that we stress in this game? And they're like, okay, we're gonna do multiplayer this time.
Yeah.
And that's
and,
how the
and
new
isn't that
Assassin's
like
Creed is
a
decided.
little bit like, I'm not a game developer, but isn't that kind of the magic of a video game? Is that you're making it and then you see something, you're like, hey, this could be cool, and then throw some code in there, try it out, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
this is really cool.
Yeah, but that
And
doesn't
then you
That's
work
why
it
I'm
out.
make
literally
money.
so cynical about this whole thing. That is
Yeah.
exactly why, because there is no artistry. It is just how do we make the most money.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and like I said, that's kind of why I don't really play a lot of AAA games anymore. Is just kind of tired of the same
It
shit.
just bugs me that people can't feel how soulless that most of the games are. Like, you just look at them, and you're like, okay, this is like a sad machine. There's
Yeah.
no life in this.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look
Yeah,
at
I
the
have people
move,
get mad when you criticize it too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you just probably don't like the game. It's like, no, it is really like shitty. Come on.
But there's like multiple levels of that discussion where I don't even think people see the side that I'm talking about. They just critique it of its own right. They're like, okay, so I expect this bullet point and this bullet point to be in there, and it's in there, so that means it's good because it fit the mold that it set out to fit.
yeah,
And I'm saying, what about the bigger mold of what we wish it could fit? And people don't even entertain that prospect half the time.
yeah, yeah. I'm actually looking at the gameplay of this Sunset Overdrive game, and it looks pretty cool actually. It's like like Tony Hawk mixed with a horde game.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we
It's
needed more rail shooter in our zombie games.
Yeah. It's yeah, that seems pretty cool. I mean, the art style's nice. I like that they have a large color palette instead
Yeah,
of
it's very
like
bright.
dark and brown and gray. which
It
is
doesn't
cool.
just strike you as sort of like a derivation of No More Heroes or something, though? It just seems like it's trying so hard to be over the top.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, but sometimes that's not bad. I mean, John
It's done
Waters
right.
movies.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's just like you got to have a reason for the tone, and I feel like the reason for the tone is so we can say, look, it's different, but it's
Yeah.
not different because people have had that same idea before.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I
it's
don't know. I need to see it in person.
yeah. Have you seen any gameplay?
Just the little trailer clips that they've had.
Oh yeah, no, I'm watching just like a guy play. Here, I'll link it too.
He was
but-
riding around on a roller coaster, I believe, shooting things out of the air.
Yeah, there's stuff like that in this. Yeah, it it seems cool enough, I guess.
I'm hesitant to even call that gameplay though, because it's super staged, scripted trailer stuff.
Yeah, this
I don't know what it's
doesn't
gonna look like.
this doesn't look like super duper scripted. This looks like the guy's just like floating around doing like fucking with shit
Right, but
now.
like they set up stages and stuff that have
Yeah,
all the
yeah, no, I
features they
know.
want to show off.
Yeah. No, I know, but yeah, it looks cool enough, I guess. I don't know. I want my zombie game. That's what I want. That's all I want. I want my zombie game.
And there's stuff like Project Zomboid and stuff, but like it's
Yeah.
not graphically on the same level. You want something that's more immersive. than
Yeah, exactly. Like Project Zomboid actually is pretty close to that zombie game that that I've been talking about, and I
Just
love
want it to look
Project
fancy,
Zomboid.
too.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just gonna say that right now. There's nothing wrong to want your game to look pretty, because people always say that when it's just like yes,
You're
and
a
yes,
graphic
I
whore,
do.
Rob.
Yeah, like I do care about the gameplay more than the graphics. I do. I totally do. And that's true. But that doesn't mean that graphics aren't important at all. Like I want to be immersed in the world. Like that's the whole point of like really good graphics. I want to and part of that is feeling that it's like almost a real experience or something, And yeah.
Yeah, why do we keep buying GTA every year? It's the same formula regurgitated. We don't buy them for the story as much as we do to see how far can we push the line hardware-wise.
Yeah.
That's what I believe anyway.
I don't know. It's the I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting your game to look pretty. I don't. Like that's and I guess I'm
I don't
hitting
either.
both
I
sides of the
agree.
coin because like that's usually the argument against AAA games and stuff is like, well, there's no gameplay, but like I don't even care about the graphics. Like I do care about the graphics. I think I hope it looks good. Like that's I do selfishly, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think you have to feel so much shame about it. I also want graphics to look good, and I just don't think that it has to be so rigid that good-looking graphics mean all of the same shader effects and bloom, HDR lighting, and all of that shit. Like, there can be games that look pretty in a minimalistic way.
Yeah, totally.
I really think Proteus is stunning.
I was gonna mention Proteus, yeah, and that like they did their art style right in a way that like that immerses me in the world. Like that's
And it's a sprite-based 2D engine on top of 3D framework.
yeah. No, that game looks
Journey
very
is another
beautiful.
example.
Yeah,
of
Journey's
a
stunning
fantastic-
looking, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
It's all about having a theme and sticking to an artistic idea and vision instead of just kind of going scattershot and saying, well, these are the bullet points we want.
Yeah.
And then letting the art style form around that backbone.
And it's the thing, like it has to do with theme. Like theme is important. So like the reason that I say that I even bring up Project Zomboid, right, is because Project Zomboid I'm not saying the game looks bad. It doesn't look bad. Like the art style's fine. Like it looks good. It does what it sets out to do, and it does it well. But the thing is, the theme of the game is a realistic zombie apocalypse
Atmospheric.
sim. Yeah, exactly.
You're
Atmospheric,
taken out of the
realistic.
atmosphere by that.
And the art style just doesn't match the theme. And this is a problem with other games too, that just like they try to be thematically like hyper realistic, and then they have like weird like floating shit, or like this weird giant green marker in the world that you can see, or like lights play, like that kills your theme. If your theme is hyper realism, then you don't go the other way.
You don't mean hyperrealism, you just mean naturalism in general, just if you want to be silly about it. But yeah, I know what you mean, and it should always be an option to turn off those UI elements, I agree.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would certainly be nice, but yeah.
I'm just thinking of like BioShock. If BioShock wasn't artistically so unified in its vision, would people hail it as such an important piece of art?
I don't think so.
I don't think they would.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. Like that they.
And it's more for the ambience than it is for the gameplay, I believe, in that specific case. Because the gameplay is kind of like, all right, it's a shooter. We've got some sort of emergent elements of combining your B hand with your electric hand.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't carry the game as much as wanting to explore this crazy cool environment.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. No, totally. That's completely true. Yeah, the gameplay is really second to the atmosphere and the experience and the theme. Like,
So would you call someone a graphics whore for saying that you wanted BioShock to look that way? Because I don't think it makes any sense to say that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah.
You just want the game to have a unified visual theme.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
The unified theme in general, yeah. Like that's the whole. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the theme has to match. Like the art has to match the theme. Is the thing for me, and that's the thing. And it's not like Project Zomboid's developers' fault or anything. Like they don't have a massive budget, but there are a bunch of studios that have a massive budget that can make Project Zomboid and an immersive, like artistic experience as far as the aesthetics are concerned, at least. But yeah.
But they could also make it on iOS with in-app purchases, and they could make $10 billion instead of $10 million.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, if they make the game that I'm suggesting, I think it would sell really well. It's like one of those things where, like, you know, the money goes to safe things as opposed to,
I know.
you know, things that
And
aren't
it's a super
totally
safe idea,
safe.
so I don't know why they haven't done it either.
Yeah, it is a reasonably safe idea as long as it's executed properly. Then yeah, it would be.
I wonder if the reason maybe that they haven't done it is because they're so worried about it being a stale idea to just do the central theme at this point, that they can only concern themselves with how do we do a weird, like, off the crazy end version of that idea. They only want to concern themselves with the weird spin-off idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's totally true.
Maybe they've burned themselves out to the concept even.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because like you see games like DayZ come to play, and you see games like Minecraft or something, and I think I've mentioned this exact thing before, where it's just like you see these games like these really unique experiences that are really complex in their own way and completely different to experiences that anyone has done before, and companies don't see that is the value in those games. They see that, oh, the value is what they did, not why they did it, and let's just make the what again instead of the why.
And that's why corporations designing gameplay ideas doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you know, but they have the money, so
They're driven
it's just gonna happen.
specifically by numbers and not by vision, and that's where we're at odds with this whole concept and why
Just-
indie games are important.
Unfortunately,
I wonder when they have these like game designer roundtables and they're designing a new game. I just wonder if the bullet points like shooter are just already up on the blackboard before they even start, right? Like,
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
They've
This
got
is-
focus groups, and they're like, so what is going to be a trend today in this market?
Yeah.
And they look at what's successful around them, where the looks like the projection's going, and then they
Yeah.
probably just take that vision and say, all right, so it's time that we make this version of Call of Duty this year.
You know what? Let's bring it full circle. I'm going to bring it full circle right now. And this
All right, hot dog hallway at it.
here we go, full circle. Assassin's Creed. When that game came out, and more specifically when it was being developed, and everybody saw all those trailers and stuff for the gameplay back when it was going to come out on PS2, everybody was just like, "Holy shit, that looks awesome!" And no one's ever really done anything like that before, and it's really cool. It was a unique, interesting idea with, like, they started the whole idea of having parkour in video games. Now everybody has parkour in the video games and stuff. They started all that shit, and it was a cool, unique idea that was like fun in theory, and the original Assassin's Creed wasn't that fun in practice, but it was like, okay, they tried something and they're probably going to expand on it better in the second one, and they did. But then, and so, like, Ubisoft has great success with Assassin's Creed, and then what do? They fucking just make an annual release of it and just kill the idea, just shove it into the ground instead of just trying out new things that worked so well with the Assassin's Creed franchise that they started.
Same with Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Original ideas just stamped out.
Yeah.
I don't understand where the idea of, like, I get it. I get it's money, but where did the idea of making a story of game, like a game that ends, you know, the story is finished and it's satisfying, like that doesn't exist anymore.
Because they want you to be indoctrinated into the world of whatever property they've decided will go on forever because they want your money indefinitely.
Yeah.
I get that, but like, I'm gonna, even though it's kind of totally not a good example, but like Halo, the original trilogy, even though we're not gonna count all the shit
Finish
after
the fight.
it. Right, like it was Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. Three fantastic games, all each on their own, continued the story, and had a very satisfying conclusion. And then they, you know, fucked off and made Reach and 4 and fuck them. But though, like that idea of just a very solid game series with an end, and doesn't seem to exist anymore. Like,
Same with movies.
Yeah, no, that's it. Well, you know, that's what I was gonna say. Actually,
Safe.
was the thing is that, like, yeah, it's safe. It's what makes money. It's safe. You could keep making money until the money stops, and then you make something else. Guitar Hero. There you go. That's the new model, and it's the same in movies. It is the exact same in movies. It's the same. It's the same in music too. It's the safe stuff. That's why all pop songs are on the same chord progression or whatever, right? It's just, it's safe.
Right.
This sells.
The only risk they want is to know when is safe for them to now leave this thing behind. That's the only thing. They want to just be able to milk it until they figure out where we get out.
Yep. Yeah, and it has to do with who has the money, you know. It's where does the money come from, and, you know, unfortunately, it comes from the people holding the money, and the people holding the money want more of the money, and it leads to
and they're obligated because they have shareholders. They also have to pay all their staff.
Exactly.
They have a massive freaking office full of tons of people they have to pay.
Yep.
Legal departments. They have to hire all these freaking employees.
That's exactly, and that was actually my initial point when I started it, and I forgot, was the thing is, we're not going to have that unless we completely change America's economic system. Oh, God. Skype call.
Oh.
Yep, are we back?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
Keep going.
sorry. Anyway, we're not going to change how that works until we completely change America's economic system. And I don't think we're going to change America's economic system for the sake of artistic video games. And that's just sort of how it is, I guess.
I guess that's why we have indie games.
It's just game theory. You're just gonna make what sells. Like, it's just, that's what is. Yeah, it's just gonna happen. Like, unless we have an economic model that does not favor that, which it does, then, you know, what are we gonna do?
It's silly too, because it's like they pretend that, you know, the other model doesn't sell when that's totally not true. It just doesn't sell as much.
Well,
yeah, and they're going to tell you every lie in the book to get you to believe that the thing that we're doing now is the right thing.
Well, it doesn't sell reliably too, and that's the main thing. It's got to sell reliably. If it doesn't sell reliably, then you're having a problem.
Yeah, no better than a YouTube video that could make 100 views or 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
You can't plan a vacation on that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not, and I wouldn't say that, like, I'm not a part of this type of thing too. Like, I've had an Isaac series running for 2 years on the channel. Why? because, well, I mean, mostly because I like the game, but, you know, also because that's what a lot of people want to watch. I'm going to keep making that because, you know, it's safe. People like watching it. You know, why would I stop if people like watching it? People like playing Call of Duty. They're going to keep playing Call of Duty until people stop wanting to play Call of Duty, and then they'll make something else and you know, milk that into the ground. It's just what capitalism favors, and there's not really a way to change that until capitalism changes, which is not going to happen for the sake of art.
I feel like as long as we keep supporting indie games and we get these breakout hit, and like this is one thing I don't think we've started to see yet with indie games is that, you know, we're making a lot of big name people who are getting a lot of money from small games, right? Like,
Yeah.
they need to
talking
take
about
all that.
the Mojang effect.
They need to, like, how the, that's true. Where's Mojang been? Like, what the hell? But what I mean is they make this amazing game, get a lot of money, and then they don't make another game, or they haven't yet. I mean, how long will it take? But
Well,
I
they
thought
need
you
to
were
start.
just going to talk about the transition from starting as a developer and becoming a publisher, and then becoming the thing you hate or something.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I just
Not that
mean
I'm
like
calling that Mojang.
we're giving rise to small indie companies that are getting a lot of money for small games, and they need to take that money and make better games, and because they are in that middle ground, right? Like they're not
Yeah.
big,
But
horrible, nasty
here's the
company yet.
thing.
I don't even
though.
agree, actually.
Here's the thing. Say we take that to its logical conclusion.
Yeah, I know where
right?
you're going.
It's just going to be the same thing because
know.
of capitalism. It is just going to be I mean, look at how the gaming industry started with a niche audience and a bunch of cool ideas and concepts, and they're all the genres that we play today, but that's because they were, you know, a bunch of games made by one guy, usually one coder or like one whatever, right? And then, you know, slowly it became a bigger business and stuff, and it's just inevitable. It's just how things progress in this system. If you take it to the logical exclusion, every one of those companies would become that. It's just how it is.
And I would argue for an industry that is largely driven by small groups of people, like 1 to 5 people in studios that don't actually want to go anywhere further than to be able to support their own group and make games that are of their own vision.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the perfect world for me.
That's what I was saying.
Not that you want to conquer the market, you just want to do your thing, make enough to survive, maybe even get a little rich, but not fucking drive the market into the ground over it.
Yeah, but that'll just never happen.
It's happening right now. It's just not happening in the highest echelons, and it's fine that it's not happening there because it can't.
It'll happen with them too later on. It just will. Like, if they become large enough, then it's just sort of inevitable.
They don't have to be driven by greed in the same way. They're free to stop making games whenever they want. If they retire and make enough money to be happy, then they can.
Until they become a public company. Or they're bought by somebody else.
How many of these indie studios that we talk to are public companies?
So, here's a good example. Bethesda remained independent for how, like, 20 plus years, right? Making the Elder Scrolls games and all the other things that they made. But eventually, like a couple years ago, bought by ZeniMax Studios, published games, and, you know, they look what we have from ZeniMax Studios, Elder Scrolls Online.
It's not the same thing. It's a different size studio in the first place.
I'm
talking about the little groups.
Bethesda started as a tiny company.
By the time they were bought, I'm saying. These studios don't necessarily have aspirations to grow like that. They just want to sustain themselves.
But it's natural. I mean, how many companies do you, or how many more developers do you think are working at Mojang now than when the original team started?
Mojang's not that story either.
Yeah, but eventually they will be.
There's people that whatever extra money they have, they put in a savings account, and if they need to budget it for 1 or 2 new artists or animators or something, they do that. But they don't buy a fucking skyscraper. That's not the same group of people that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the grassroots type of people.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's okay that they both exist. I just want to see the tide swing a little bit in favor of this being more commonplace, that this is how maybe the general idea goes, and it doesn't have to turn into a massive industry of one company.
I know. I don't know how to say it without sounding dickish, but like, that
You
has
can't be
never
dickish because
happened.
it's happening now, so you can't be wrong or right. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, but okay. a good example, a good recent example. It's just I just
know you're telling
be...
me how capitalism works, and I know.
No,
already.
I want to tell you about how just a natural progression of these things have always been with every industry forever. And it's never worked out in the way that you suggest, even though everyone thought in all of those places it would be like that. So a good example that was recent was the indie film scene. Indie film scene was very much similar to the indie game scene, much like how Steam and digital distribution allowed indie games to flourish because they didn't have to pay for they didn't have to have publishers, and they didn't have to pay for retail copies and stuff.
And now Sony is sucking up all the developers. I know.
Well, that too. But the indie film scene, how that started was the advent of like home video, right, with like VCRs and stuff like that, and the indie film scene was able to actually have smaller budgets and make artistic films that they wanted to make. Now, if you look at the indie film scene, every single one of those movies is produced by a production company. Every single one, pretty much. There's almost no independent films that are actually independent anymore. That doesn't really exist. And
that's
a
because
lot
of
of the things... Well, yes, partially, but also because of money. Yeah. And
indie games don't have that problem. They have exposure through us.
Yeah.
And they have a people that can learn their craft by themselves.
I don't know. I think, well, indie film was like that too. I would love to live in that world. I don't have faith in it, and I hope you're right. I don't see it happening, though.
I don't know what you think. I'm saying what's happening right now is what I want to happen. I just want it to be a little bit more commonplace.
Yeah, but eventually it won't be that, is what I'm saying. Eventually it's not going to be that. And that's just how it is. It's just the natural progression of every industry that has ever existed.
There's always going to be people starting out in the industry, though. There's always new people that are coming into it. And they will start at the bottom, and they will be those people. So I don't know how they'll just go away one day.
Maybe.
They'll be snuffed out by the politics that will be so all-encompassing that no one will be able to buy a copy of Game Maker and create something in their bedroom?
I mean, like, yeah, you could say the same thing for indie films, but the ones that get marketed and the ones that get...
The problem is distribution.
Yeah.
We have distribution methods. It's indie film has the problem of getting out to people. We have that sorted out already.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe this is the exception to the rule. It's possible, and I hope you're right. But I'm just saying,
I'm just surprised how cynical you are about it. It doesn't sound that weird to me or that hard to believe.
Because, okay, like, if you saw something happen 99 times out of 100 times... If you saw something happen 99 times...
Too?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, if you saw something happen 99 times out of 100 times... You could have hope that it'd happen again, that it would happen the right way the last time, but it would just be unlikely. And I'm just saying that every industry, especially art-wise, has gone through this exact same process as
But everything you've told me, I've given you some sort of rebuttal for. So to say that seems somewhat disingenuous to me.
The thing is, not really, because like the example of the indie film scene is the same. It went through all those same processes, like. And the mainstream game scene went through all of the same processes of the mainstream film scene back in the day. Actually, when I went to film school and learned film history, it was really interesting seeing the parallels about how things progressed. But anyway, I don't know. I hope you're right, is all I'll say. I hope you're right.
Okay.
I don't know, but I hope so.
You know who knows? Our commenters. They know.
That's true, yeah.
And they'll tell us, I hope. I want to know.
I hope I get an ice cream sandwich in the next 10 minutes.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
I'd fuck a bear.
Would you kill a whale?
I don't think I'd kill a whale.
Is it wrong that I can't remember if that joke was in or out of the Magic episode because it's been so long?
I didn't
That's
realize
very, very right, actually.
I don't know if that was an in-joke. That's how far it's been for me, I guess.
Are we even still in a Magic episode
anymore? I don't even know if that happened in the beginning of this one or the last one, or if it was between the episodes.
I don't either.
It's very confusing.
Who cares?
Yeah. Magic! Mondays and Fridays.
New ones sometimes, except not on Wednesdays, yeah.
Yeah, not on Wednesdays. Never on Wednesdays. Super Bowl 48.
Scoop loops.
Bye! This is Alpaca Patrol signing out. Peace, fools.